what we're doing now, that there are so many intellectual shows of criticism, and because it's all journalists talking about journalists, so every time the show was reviewed, they had to say, and of course, you know, out this week is The Spy Who Shagged Me, and they had to say the word shagged, whether they liked it or not. And that was what I really liked about it.
I think like in Australia, there was a Spy Who Nailed Me. They had to change it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they had to change the name in a couple of countries. More questions from other people.
They didn't use the F word.
No, they didn't say The Spy Who Flogged Me.
Flogged me.
This is from Moody Carroll. Was there any inspiration from the song The Haunted?
Yeah, always inspiration, yes. People in the past and people that stay with you and people that you've loved, yeah. It's a very, for me, it's a very evocative song, and I don't have any problem every night, you know, finding the emotion to make it real and to make it live. Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell you who, though. You know.
Yeah, no, he's not
name, phone number and address.
He would be the one then, you see.
Right. Okay. Okay. I remember you spoke several years ago of CD-ROM project. What happened to those songs?
Yeah.
Anxious fans want to know.
Well, it's fell apart, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was going to be a joint thing with the record company, with Polygram at the time. And Polygram sort of no longer exists, and Universal bought the record company, and the people who were involved with it at the time sort of moved on, or moved sideways, or moved wherever they went, you know, and so the energy disappeared. But you know, I think the thing is that you know, the technology has moved on so much since we were doing that. You know, it's where you make the stab. It's when you make the decision to make it, because you know, the technology moves on so quickly. Yeah, you've missed it. You know, so
MP3s and all this stuff now. Hey, crazy. It's from Chatters or Catters. If I said it wrong, don't get mad. Catters with a K. Are you guys still going to do the casino tour in 2000? If so, what month?
The answer is I don't know. Or we don't know. We don't know what month it is. But we always have fun on those casino tours, because they're like a fan club, sort of get together and swap meet and sleep together or whatever. But they are really good fun, and we enjoy them very much. And we were very nervous about even playing like casinos or playing in Vegas. But the first time we went down there for one of these casino tours, we saw that Neil Young was playing at Bally's across the road, so we thought, oh, it's okay. You know, it's got a street cred. It's okay.
And you get to see the White Tigers with
Siegfried
and Roy and all that.
The other thing about the casino tours, which is really good, is that they're only casinos everywhere. And this year went down to Robinsonville, which is just south of Memphis. And of course, that's where all the blues boys came from. And went to Helena and the King Biscuit. I had a great time there. I loved it. You know, just wandering around and seeing the Kit Kat Club where Johnson used to play, and the church hall where Elvis Presley used to sing, and it was a great.
Actually, amazing. When we went down there, I mean, we've been to Mississippi many times before, but never really stayed. We were down there for a week, and actually, I don't recommend staying there for a week. But it was amazing what a short distance Elvis went, because I thought the Tupelo would be, you know, miles away, but he only kind of went to Memphis, and it's actually about 20 miles or 25 miles away. And that was, dear Elvis, that was his whole life, you know, Tupelo, Memphis, that's it.
Yeah, but when you're in a 1954 Chevy Bel Air, 20 miles is...
Yeah, but, you know...
I don't know. You do the math.
Well, they used to reach that long, and the American cars were so big.
They're so damn long. It's like the Austin Martin, right? So what's wrong with the South? Well, you opened a can of worms. Let's talk. You don't recommend Memphis for a week? Too many what?
Ghosts.
Ghosts? We'll leave that one right where that is. More questions. This is from Blue Guitar 6. I just wanted to say that you guys are great. I'm 20 now. Let's just take a second. I'm still old there. I'm 29. I've been a fan since I was 13.
Lovely.
That's fantastic.
What do you think of all your younger fans?
Well, I mean, we've been knocked out this year because it seems that a lot of people, mums and dads in their 20s or early 30s, are bringing their children to the concert or the summertime gigs that we were doing, the outdoor gigs, and they come for like a whole day of it. And the little kids know all of the songs. The little kids are they're like a sponge, you know, and they take in all of this music and this material, and if they like it, they learn it just straight off. And all the kids were all singing, weren't they, with this stuff, and it's just wonderful for us that we have been able to. Music makes people happy, and I hope it makes the world a better place. And just to see people laughing and smiling around it, it's just brilliant to me.
And also the great thing of having a new album, you know, Strange Times. I think people have got to, you know, discover and find the album themselves. You know, young people are not going to come and, you know, wander through, you know, mum and dad's record collection to try and find something. But if they hear new music and they find it first, it's always, you know, I remember buying my first record. It's a song you find yourself, not someone who turned you on, I think. You find that song and you go, I love it. And it doesn't matter who it is, you know, as long as you find it yourself.
Plus, I mean, you guys have been doing it since you were on vinyl. I mean, kids nowadays, you get them an LP, they'll go, what's this? Is this a big doily? What the hell do I do with this? You know?
Yeah, mono vinyl as well.
78.
Yeah.
78. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's like you're like the soundtrack to our lives. To my life, especially. I was born in '65. So. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Guess number 19. How would the band now view its earlier albums as contrast with the new CD?
Well, technically, of course, it's a world apart, and the first album we made was on 4-track. But it still has a wonderful. I always think that our early records have a wonderful kind of naivety, and really it's true. We found that our younger members of our audience, the kids, that's the stuff they really like, because we were just kids when we made it, and they can really identify with that. Probably a little bit easier than kind of complicated stuff we do, you know, lyrically. But because it's a simpler, there is an innocence about it that I really like, and often people say, well, would you go back and change things? And of course you could, but I wouldn't want to. I really like our early stuff. And I have to say technically as well, just to say that we were very, very lucky. We were with a record company that was really a classical company. We were with Decca, and most of their catalogue was classical records. And their studios were classical music recording studios. And when we were recorded perfectly with state-of-the-art stuff. It was just the 60s. And so when it came to CD, our stuff just sounded so great, our early stuff. And they did us such a favor by recording it well. So much of the 60s things, even the Beatles, you know, were recorded pretty badly. There was drums over there and voices over there and not a proper stereo picture or a full frequency. So, you know, I like our early stuff very much. It still makes me happy.
Just one quick on that. When we went from vinyl to sort of the Master Gold Series CD, someone left a drum beat in. One drum snare beat that wasn't in on the original record on Days of Future Past. And the letters we got, people saying that's ruined the whole effect. There was one snare beat in the, I think in the overture at the end.
What is that?
What is that? What shouldn't be there?
Well, you know, your fans are listening.
They're listening.
Fans are listening. This is from Judy L. I noticed there appears to be some videotaping of the concerts in Camden. Does that mean there might be a concert video in the future?
Well, we've just talked about that today. We've got a lot of Danilo, the Italian boy that made the album with us. He was videoing quite a lot of it just on one of these little digital handheld cameras. And we really need to edit a lot of that stuff together and put it together, because of course there's always so much footage, and it really, after a while, it becomes really valuable, because it's just another look, and it's kind of, the more unprofessional it is, sometimes the better, the more interesting it is. If you get all poshed up and produced, it's never quite as interesting in the end.
Sort of like this show.
Well,